Leji Jaro Bronze Jam, Marim is a Dungan, which in each and the Rajanam, the Dodges, Ajudasu, Jasetu go to Rajuna Juni, Janja, Dalimus, and Jampeyan, and the Mumubaros and the Kadan Penjumoto. Roger Bob and all Zado Solo Concerts of the Boom, Jose, and Nayan Gombajan, Kime Bayan, Moraishu. Thank you. Very nice to see you all here again this time. And now here this teaching of the Karmapa's third Karmapa Rangjung Dorje spray, which is good for daily practice, and I will explain the concise meaning in more details. Well, first of all, you should know how the prayers can be achieved or helped. So I will explain a little bit about it. According to our Buddhist, Buddha's teaching, the mind has 8 different levels, categories. The deepest part is like ocean, which keeps all the habitual patterns. If you investigate the reality of it, then yes, the conclusion is like mirage. But as long as you are in this trap of the ignorance, it is real, it is there, completely established since no beginning. It is there, it will continue unless you get out, means liberated or enlightenment. Achieve enlightenment means you are totally free of this trap or ignorance. 8 consciousness means superficially 6 consciousness are active, means the consciousness generate access through eyes to see, through ear to listen, to hear, such as 6 consciousness means through nose to experience of the good and bad smell, and through touching you get the feeling, anything you eat through taste, and then 5 are more active, controlling by the 6th consciousness means the mind consciousness. And then all these 6 consciousnesses are naturally neutral, but it will influence by the self-clinging mind, or consciousness of self-clinging means I. You have a feeling like I, and then you have mind. So I and mind control the 6th consciousness. So all this consciousness is generating for perceiving and experience everything, what we have, what we understand. But main underneath is called the ground consciousness. Ground consciousness is just the profound level of the mind that it is not substantially exist. Therefore, Buddhist science teach, the whole phenomenon is combined by three aspects. One is physics, the other one is mind, between that is space. The space is kind of, space is not exist by itself. Space is kind of happening there, depends on something exist. Yeah. For example, in this room, because of these walls all side, and you have space of the room. So space are not substantially exist by itself, so it just depends. So beside that, physical forms and matter forms. The mind forms are not physically exist. Therefore, now there is a lot of discussion going on between neuroscience and Buddhist philosophers, and how the mind is functioning. Even I also organized one conference. This time in April, we also did a conference in Stanford University with a few professors. They are from Seattle University. They are very, very, very famous neuroscientists. We are discussing a lot about it, and they present their way of understanding about how the mind functioning, and then we investigate on it. And then we given our concept, the Buddhist concept about mind functioning, and they are thinking about it. And so when we come to some conclusion, then we're going to write out the book and also put it in the website like that for the students to understand it, to study about it. The neuroscientists say the mind is brain. The brain of human, they're explaining about how the human brain is functioning, to perceive, react, reactions, everything they're describing about how the human brain is functioning. This year was the second time we had quite interesting exchange about this view, and the neuroscience people are still thinking about it. I gave the example like lychees, or like or beetles. The lychee, when lychee see you are coming, then they are very alarmed, and they're leeches. They are trying to cling and suck the blood. You know? And they immediately very alert. And we are from Sikkim, so we have good experience about leeches. Sikkimese people in the early time, they walk everywhere without shoes. Without shoes. They go everywhere without shoes. Sikkim is a subtropical area, so rainforest is very big and forest is very big, and leeches are everywhere. And they are using a stick with a salt deck type on the tip of the stick, and then go like that. And the leeches doesn't like salt, and they will even get burned by the salt. Yeah? And then they're scared. When they see the salt, they're scared, and they run away. Otherwise, they come to you. They know when you have no salt, they know that they know that they can come to you. And when there's a soul, they run away. So I said, they have mind, but they don't have a human brain. So mind doesn't need brain. They have a different kind of chemical function in their body, yes, but there's a mind. Same emotions they have. same desires they have. And they're also scared of things. And the beaters, when they're fighting, their anger as just as bad as bad fighters, human fighters, battles like that. So they have all same motivations, same six consciousness. There's no difference. Therefore, mind function, so far mind function is still remaining as a mind is functioning as mind without physically existing. We are still discussion going on. Anyway, here now, the ground consciousness. Ground consciousness is the mind that keeps all the habitual patterns, such as like, I wanted something, I want to eat a deer meat and I shoot without compassion. Yeah. Then I shoot the deer and I eat it. So I'm craving on the meat, and I'm so selfish about it, and I have no respect of deer's happiness in life, and I kill it. Okay, so now a lot of desires in the emotions plus the actions, whatever achieved by me is absorbed in the ground consciousness. The ground consciousness produces the habitual patterns. The lot of the minds which carries what we call karma, the mind which carries karmic seeds. And when the mind out of one physical form, which they have been grabbed it, when they come out of it, then there is the time that any of these habitual patterns that kept in the ground mind will ripen. Therefore, I given a name pushy crowded karmas. Pushy crowded karmas means in the mind, countless that kind of habitual patterns has been kept and absorbed there, and never know what one of the active one will ripen first. Yeah? And then you will have a new life in any kind of forms. So in order to control these negative karmic powers, then a lot of methods has been introduced by knowing the situation about mind functions. Then the great masters given a lot of methods about it. So the wishing prayer is one of that. So here they made a lot of wishing here, but the prayer what they made is directly you. Yeah? And these prayers what you are doing here, that you think about it and you make this positive wishing which will store in the ground consciousness, and then once it's become, since it is very positive, then that can control the opportunities of all these negative coming powers to ripen and take over the situation by all these great wishes. Therefore, many wishing prayer practice has been taught by Buddha and his disciples. This is wishing prayer particularly about motivation, path, and enlightenment. The path too. So first here motivation, and then he will explain here the path that you wish for, and then enlightenment. Okay. So here, all masters and yidam, deities of the mandalas, victorious ones, and spiritual sons. The old masters means those great masters who dedicated their compassion and their wisdom for sentient beings. And yidams means, yidam is in Vajrayana practice, it is kind of metaphor path that you practice. So like deities, the Dalai Lama is always conducting Kala Chakra initiation. The Kala Chakra deity looks deity, but actually it is a metaphor of a path you practice for. Now these are the deities. And mandala. Mandala means, mandala is the world of these deities. It's a metaphor of our world. Yeah? And convert into mandala. And our physical form is convert into the form of deities. So it's a frame of Vajrayana practice. It's a path actually. It is not a kind of living beings, deities. They are looking at you now. So yidams means that. Okay, yidam and mandala refers to the Vajrayana practice. Victorious ones is in the normal, the Sutrayana we call practice. Victorious ones means great bodhisattvas. Victorious ones, are the Buddhas, and spiritual sons are the great bodhisattvas. Great bodhisattvas can be in any kind of forms, like even monkey, birds, to help sentient beings, not only in human. Buddhas are always in a Buddha's form. Throughout the 3 times and 10 directions, 3 times means past, present, futures, 10 direction means everywhere. Everywhere you have the space, there are planets in many worlds. You can have that Buddhas and Bodhisattvas taking over for leading sentient beings, such as Buddha Amitabha's purely. Now here you are inviting all of them to support you, to accomplish your wish that you are committing here. Pay heed to me and bestow your blessings that I may attain accomplishment in accordance with my aspirations. So, same. And springing, is it? Yeah. Springing forth from the snow mountain of the pure thoughts and deeds of myself and all countless beings, may streams of the virtue undefiled, defiled by the threefold concepts, flow into the ocean of the 4 kayas of the victorious ones. Here, the 4, these are a lot of subjects, but I will, okay. Myself and all countless beings. So you are inviting all countless beings and join together, participate and making these wishes. Streams of the virtues means virtues are the basic virtues. What you say, meaningful and good for others. What you do physically, meaningful, good for others. What you're thinking is meaningful and good for others, are the basic of the virtues. So on that basic, then you can build up limitless virtues. Yeah? It's according to our normal concepts, the understanding. What are the virtues? Anything connected to compassion goes to others, then it is virtuous. So all the virtues, but here, the virtues, particular virtues, which can produce the enlightenment. Enlightenment is classified by 3 kayas or 4 kayas. Okay, Kaya means kind of level or, yeah, okay. It's also a metaphor, yeah, that you will achieve, like Buddha. Okay. From this human life, Buddha Shakyamuni became Buddha. He was prince of Maharaja. So he became Buddha. So became Buddha means Kaya means okay, supreme human, who can generate helps limitlessly for sentient beings. And countless living beings can be directed and liberated by him. Okay, that is Buddha. Why? Buddha achieved his enlightenment. The enlightenment is what? Enlightenment is oneself is completely liberated from the ignorance and also achieved all the wish what they dedicate for sentient beings. Therefore, spontaneously, all his wish is happening to the sentient beings. Then it's called Nirmanakaya. Nirmanakaya means when you are, okay, Buddha, before Buddha, he must be a qualified Bodhisattva. Otherwise, one cannot be Buddha. Qualified Bodhisattva means this Bodhisattva who dedicate entirely all his life is for sentient beings. Yeah? So, as much as you dedicate for sentient beings, you will collect that much merit. Okay? But limitless merit depends on how you handle the merit. If you handle the merit as something that belongs to you, then it is not perfect. It's not negative, but not perfect. Why? Because it's connected to yourself. Yeah? My merit. I want it like that. So there's a craving. So it says here, by the threefold concepts, undefined, by the threefold concept means as you are qualified bodhisattvas, you have perfect understanding of the nature of phenomena. So your mind and what you see all are like a dream that you understand perfectly, therefore you have no craving on it. Yeah? Like magicians, when they perform a magic shows, magician does not have craving on it because he knows, he or she knows it is miracle. Yeah? It is not real. Same way, great bodhisattvas who already achieved the perfect understanding of nature of phenomena, therefore they have no craving on anything on it as their own. They have no attachment. If one has the control on dream, then you can use your dream for meaningful things. So great bodhisattvas, as long as they have wisdom to understand the phenomena's nature, they are using the illusion of the sentient beings is for meaningful. Like, okay, some great meditators, when they are doing meditation, in the meditation, when they need some good directions, they get a kind of dream that Buddha comes and directs them to correct some mistakes happening in the mind, or to improve more and giving more clear directions. Buddha is not real there. It is not that a kind of human beings came there and telling him, no. It is from what? From your own deeds. As you need it, it is happening. And also from the wish that the Buddhas and great bodhisattvas dedicated for sentient beings in order to help the others. So now one who is on a very good level of merit is doing meditation, and some kind of circumstances happen, these need directions from the virtues, from the merit of its own, as well as wish of the other great bodhisattvas, then he is seeing a director, yeah? And correcting his mistakes and leading his meditation, improving it. All these things can happen. Why? Because nothing is real solidly existing. If it is solidly existing, then it will be stuck there. It cannot happen. There's no flexibility then. All things are not real. Therefore, everything can happen. Many living beings can have a big world in this space where we are now. It's according to their own illusion. According to our illusion, we have this nice room, but according to countless living beings can have a planet here. Yeah? So by knowing this perfect situation, then the great bodhisattvas can play with it, use it. This is for meaningful reasons. Therefore, here now, if I give a food to animals, the undefiled threefold concepts means I have no attachment to the food. I have no attachment myself. I have no attachment to the subject as real. With perfect understanding of it, then I am using the little merits is for a great benefit. Therefore, Buddha, when Buddha was giving, when Buddha was bodhisattva, he gave his body to tiger, hunger tiger. Just giving body to tiger doesn't make much sense. This particular merit is used for limitless benefit for sentient beings. This one merit that they made a wish that he can be helpful for countless sentient beings forever. So this particular dedication is used to have such limitless benefit to have for sentient beings. Therefore, this wish that the bodhisattva who gave his body to tiger, and this wish is same. Okay? So without the defiance, and anything you make will have limitless result. Therefore, he said, all the virtues, stream of the virtues, with perfect concept, should merge to the ocean of Buddhahood. So, he made a wish like that. Victorious ones, or kayas. Four kayas means, okay, for the ordinary sentient beings, the great bodhisattvas will manifesting as a kind of good teacher or kind of good leader. And four, that's we call Nirmanakaya. Yeah? And great bodhisattvas will be, according to the wish of great bodhisattvas, that bodhisattvas will be there as a leader, as a teacher, as a doctor or general, for general means warrior, yeah? For sake of them. This is called Nirmanakaya. Yeah? For the great beings, and then the bodhisattvas will manifesting as a Buddha to lead them. That's called Sambhogakaya forms. Yeah? And for the ultimate achievement, then the Dhammakaya means there is no subject and object. It's totally free of the dualistic, what do you call, traps, yeah? Reality. Duality, yeah, right? Duality is gone, yeah? Therefore, you achieve the Dhammakaya. So, 4 or 3, there's a way how to classify achievement, 4 or 3. One is ordinary forms manifesting. One is supreme forms manifesting. Other one is formless. Right. The formless enlightenment is also not a kind of newly, kind of freshly produced. It was there forever. From no beginning it was there. It is not something like new manufacture. Therefore, it's called nature kaya. Nature level. Well, that's not the big matter now. Anyway, 4 kaya means Buddhahood. For as long as we have not attained them, may we throughout our succession of lives and rebirth, never even hear the words, misdeeds or suffering, but enjoy this splendorous ocean of happiness and virtue. So this means here the Buddha Amrita was pure. What he means is Buddha Amrita was pure, that he make wish. We have to achieve, every living being has to achieve the enlightenment. Enlightenment means totally free from our ignorance. So you have to achieve the wisdom. Your mind is totally free from the ignorance. Yes. But it is not that simple. Yeah? Since we have been in this beginningless lifetimes. So not easy to rid away or completely established, densely established here, therefore you cannot eradicate it easily. But gradually, how? According as we explained here, virtues is still achievable. This is within you, so you can engage in easily. As you have consciousness, as we have physical forms. Instead of doing everything for oneself, you just convert into a different situation and for others. These are the virtues. Yeah? Do everything good for others with compassion, without ego, without self-clinging. And they change the attitude. And then once you have the correct attitude, every deed will be accordingly. Yeah? So this is one that we can do it. As a result of it, for example, in this world, we are a human form. We are in better situation than many others. Like animals are treating very badly in China, in the restaurant of China, or meat industry in China, or of course everywhere we have, but worse in China, for example. So among the all living beings, we are in better situation. Why? Because from the good deeds in the past brought you into this good result. Though it is limited, but you have it. Yeah? Among the many human beings, some have better, some have less. That depends on one's own fortune, which brought by your own past deeds. And as we have now, which is already clear, why not we can have better than this? Why not? Yeah. And many of the living beings, for example, when we have no transportation like now, and if you explain to the people from the Sahara about the climate in USA or Europe or Himalayas, you know, how nice there. They cannot understand it because they never experience it. They cannot understand it. But it is there. According to the living beings' experience, it is there. Difference is happening because of different cause, but it is there. You can have many other world worse than this and better than this. We can have. For the enlightenment, we need a good world. Everyone needs a good world, otherwise it is not conditioned for that. Yeah? The Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land is one of the most convenient. So when Buddha Amitabha was Bodhisattva, he understood that all sentient beings cannot have a perfect world. And even there is a perfect world, not easy to be able to participate in that. And then he made wish, and he particularly all his path has been dedicated for that. And when Buddha Amitabha enlightened, then the Pure Land that he wished for sentient beings is happened. So Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land is the perfect land, perfect world that one can be there and achieve the enlightenment comfortably without any obstacles. So therefore he said here, for as long as we have not attained that, may we have throughout our succession of life's rebirth never even hear the world's mysteries or suffering, but enjoy the splendorous ocean of the happiest virtues. It is there. So one has to. This means you're making wish to be in Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land. Okay? And it said, if you are the prayer now or wish now is limited, even if you're born in Amitabha's Pure Land, you may not have everything as the condition which is there, such as, you know, it is a different human forms, and that is different, not ours, same like us now. It's a different forms. So human beings like heaven, they are imagined from a lotus flower. So they don't have female and male, only one, and imagine from lotus flowers. And sometimes you will be caught there in the flower, not blooming. The lotus will not bloom, and you will be caught in there. You will not be suffocated. Mind is comfortable as well as physically comfortable, but it takes long time to bloom it. That kind of obstacle can happen. It's there. Therefore, the wish you made should be perfectly correct. How this can be perfectly correct? Having obtained the supreme freedoms and riches, and possessing faith, endeavor, and intelligence, we have followed an eminent spiritual guide, received the nectar of oral instructions, without any obstacles for accomplishing them correctly. May we in all our lives practice the sacred teachings. Yeah. So if you get the perfect directions, then you will be totally safe. You will not fall in mistakes. How to be perfect? how to achieve perfect guide. So these are the wish you make, yeah, in order to have perfect guide. Therefore, such as like Milarepa, very successful practitioner he was, and he went here and there, and when he heard of Milarepa, his teacher Marpa, then immediately he got a feeling, oh, this is the right person, and he went there, and then Marpa also understood, and then Marpa guided him according what he needs. But he needs a little beating. So these things happen. But here in Pure Land Buddha Amitabha, you don't need it. You will not be beaten. Because Milarepa, he learned the black magic. And then he cursed his mother's enemy. And before he joined into Buddhism, he learned, he went to study black magic. Those times in Tibet, the Hindu black magic was popular in Tibet. The Tibetan people go to India to learn the black magic, and then they collect. There was their living. Many of these spiritual teachers, not Buddhist teachers, some spiritual practitioners do it. They live on that. And they can control the hailstones, rain, such as. And then also they charge for people to defeat the enemy by black magic. So Milarepa learned that, and he took revenge to his mother's enemy, his uncle and auntie. So he had a lot of bad deeds he was engaged. When he came to Marpa, then Marpa gave him so many hardships, like he had to build a 9-story tower without anybody's help. And he was building the 9-story house. It's still there. China, the red communists, do not destroy it. They kept that. The reason they said that the communists, they believe everybody should work hard. Yeah? So he worked very hard. So Mao Zedong said, should not destroy that. He worked very hard. So like that. And so 9-story tower, Marpa made him to build 9-story tower. And then some people helped him secretly, and they gave him stones to build the wall. Next day Marpa comes, and he recognized all the stones that people put there. He removed all of them, and then led him to bring the stone again. He gave that kind of hardships. It's actually to purify the bad karmas that he involved in the black magic. There are a lot of stories, such as in Milarepa's life. It's very wonderful stories. Everyone has familiar about Milarepa's life story? Okay, good. All right. And now here, the spiritual guide means here in Pure Land of Buddha Amitabha, you don't have to engage in such hardships, because the Pure Land is conditioned as perfect, so no obstacles there, therefore you need. But you need the guides. You don't have to go into the hardships, but you need the proper guide. Proper guide is Buddha Amitabha and many bodhisattvas there. By learning these, receive the nectar of oral instruction, means in the instructions, without any obstacles for accomplishing them correctly, means like such as lotus not blooming. These are small obstacles they have there, should not happen. May we in all our lives practice the secret teachings mean sometimes you will die in Pure Land of Buddha. You will again reborn in it. That is there. There's still death is there. Birth is there, death is there. But the human beings, you can say human beings in that world are different form. They have different form. Therefore, last very, very long. But because of the karma, you can have different length of life. So some has a shorter life, but reborn again. So now, at present, when you engage in this wishing prayers, you should think for that. You will never die. You will live there as long as Buddha Amitabha and until you achieve full enlightenment. Okay? By learning the scriptures and through reasoning, we are free from the veil of ignorance. Through contemplating the oral instructions, we overcome the darkness of doubts. With the light resulting from meditation, we illuminate the natural state as it is. May the light of these threefold knowledge increase. Yeah, so listening and contemplation and then the wisdom, yeah, three you need to accomplish the path of enlightenment. Listening means like Buddha's disciple Karmapa type of that. You need a very special intelligence to memorize all the teachings of the Buddha. It's very profound to understand it. Some of his disciples misunderstood of his teaching because of lack of merits. Therefore, they went into the wrong deeds. Majority disciples have perfect wisdom, so all the teachings has been memorized. Therefore, when they were alone, like Milarepa, when he was alone in the cave, his teacher already passed away. When he was doing meditation in the cave, he has no guide, but he remembers all the sacred teachings. For example, when he was making soup, nettle soup, he mobbling himself by saying that, okay, I don't have salt, but salt is one of the food, so I added some more nettles, replacement of the salt. Oh, to make soup, you need butter. I have no butter, but butter is one of the food, so there's no difference. So I added more nettles as a butter. Butter himself. He's talking by himself. But actually implementing, yeah, the equanimity view is implemented. So craving on the food as a food is eliminated by implementing the correct views. Just in order to survive the body, he needs something to eat. But taste, or these are not his problem. In order not to have that kind of desire, then he is implementing his meditation on it. Therefore, he is talking himself. He was talking himself. So good direction, a good intelligence, or the perfect view should happen spontaneously while you are on the path. Therefore, here you make the wish like that. So listening, all the methods you heard from the right teachers and memorized it, and contemplating while you are practicing, while you are using it. By knowing so, then you are fully aware about it. And then the result is eliminate all the nature state as it is. Yeah, all the obscurations will be eliminated. May the light of these threefold knowledge increase. Yeah? Such as the disciples, the three disciples of the Buddha memorized all his teachings. Those times they don't have the system of writings. They only memorize. Well, like me, even me, I'm not the one who memorized so many things, but even if I recite all the books that I memorized, sure you will have few thousands of the pages. Yeah, we memorized more. So those times, these disciples, they memorized everything, listening and memorized. And after Buddha passed away, and then they did the first council to restore the teachings of Buddha. And three of the main disciples recited everything what they memorized, and then revived all Buddha's teachings. So that lineage is unbroken, still now exists. So you need this kind of intelligence. So here you wish for that. Through the nature of the ground, was it clear? If not clear, please raise up hand and ask me. Through the nature of the ground, the two truth free from the extreme of eternalism and nirvalism. Right. And the supreme path, the true accumulation free from the limits of exaggeration and denigration. Denigrate, yeah. Exaggeration and denigrate. We attain the fruition of the true benefits free from the extremes of existence and peace. May we connect with such a teachings free from errors. Okay. So these are the right path. If you engage in these, if you engage in a practice which has all these qualities, then you will spontaneously fail to achieve the infinite. Yeah? What are the first, extremism and nihilism? So, okay. That means causes. All this phenomena, this universe, happen according to the experience of sentient beings. It has happened there, it is happening, and it will happen. It is not that somebody's, I'm sorry to say that, but it is a little bit critical, but it is not created by somebody for you. It is not. It is from your own experience. So those time, the Hindu, they say the Shivaji, the Shivaji deity in Kailasha mountain is the one who is creating all the world for us. Huh? They believe that. So if he is happy, then everything what we have will be permanent. If he is not happy, then he will collect all back, then we are helpless. So that kind of belief is there. It is not like that. It's happening constantly if you have the cause. Why it is happening constantly? Because no reality there. If anything is real, then it will not happen. It is inflexible. Yeah? Once that is happened there, it will stick there. All change happening because the reality is not there. Then change is there. Logically. Can you imagine it? Can you understand it? If this is not dream, then this table should be there forever. Yeah? But many of this kind of sizes can happen. It is not fixed only one size, because nothing is real according to the experience of the living beings. You can have all kinds of scenes. Scenes will change accordingly. Therefore, everything is possible because it is not stick as one. Yeah? Therefore, methods is there. If something is wrong, methods is there. Because the whatever wrong or right is not fixed there. So accordingly, methods is there. Yeah? So, ignorance. The ignorance is one of the problems of the mind. It controls the senses, consciousness, and then you have all kinds of scenes. Now methods is, by knowing so, you can change situation. By knowing that, then you can improve the situation. Yeah? By knowing these conditions, you can eradicate all the problems. Therefore, the truths, through the nature of the ground, the true truth, free from the extremes of eternalism and nihilism. Therefore, it is all things can happen, everything, good and bad, everything can happen in the mind of sentient beings. It is not fixed as one or not. Yeah, it's not that. Everything can happen. In this possibility, then the supreme part, the true accumulation, free from the limits of exaggeration, is it exaggerations or and denigration. Exaggeration means the overly explained something which is not the real, yeah? Or denigration is you are not offending the reality. Yeah? For example, okay, helping others will produce the happiness. Is real. It is not exaggerated. Yeah? If you offend it, then that is against of the nature. Yeah? By saying that, okay, satya. Satya means burning, women jumping into the funeral of the husband. Is exaggerated, isn't it? So they say the one of the scholar so attached to his wife, and when he was dying, he worried that she will marry to somebody else, and he written a little book to convince her to jump into the funeral, and by saying that then this dirty body should be ignited and joined together in the land of God. So that kind of impressive and with a good wording book he wrote. Then of course his wife went into the flame, but then it's contagious, became contagious. So many women go into the flame of the... that was in India, the biggest problem still going on in certain area. Those time is fixed as a tradition. Once you marry, that's the end. So this kind of is exaggeration. So if you, this exaggeration will misguide you from the right path. So right path is two accumulations. Two accumulations means on the relative level, you are engaged in right deeds and you avoid the wrong deeds. As absolute level, without craving on anything, in order to achieve the beyond of this dualistic concept, dualistic visual. You have to get out of the dualistic visual. So right now we are totally overwhelmed by dualistic vision. Therefore I, you, I and you and he, I need this, I don't need this. And then this problem is unlimited problems of all sentient beings. So exaggeration and denigration is the obstacles in order to combine the two accumulations of the great merits. One, on the relative level, you be perfect bodhisattvas. On the absolute level, you are above. You're free of the ignorance, free of the craving, attachment. Okay. So then every merit is combined. Combined with the wisdom. From that we attain the fruition of the two benefits, free from the extremes of existence and peace. Here peace refers that there is a particular meditation. If you stick on that meditation, then you will achieve the result of that meditation, but you will be, your mind is totally stick on that, and you will not be useful for other living beings. Means there is contemplation. You develop a very strong contemplation, and combined with the wisdom, focus on your self-existence habit, self-clinging habit. Contemplation combined with the wisdom and focus yourself, and then you will achieve the realization of the selflessness. With the support of the contemplation, your mind will be stuck on that, kind of sleeping in it. You will not come out of it. Some say for permanent, but some scholars, Buddhist scholars say, no, many eons will be there, but one day they will wake up and then they will achieve full enlightenment. There are two different views, but then no one can be witness for it. But anyway, peace means this. Yes, it is okay for yourself, but not for sentient beings. So therefore, bodhisattvas always participate with the living beings and sit. And then the two accumulations together, bodhisattvas. May we connect with such a teachings free, or may we connect with such a teachings free from errors. The error number one is the extremes of existence. That's a not good one. Arrow number 2 is falling in peaceful level. It's not bad, but not so good for sentient beings. No? You should avoid the 2 ways of falling into mistakes and then go into the correct way. The ground of... Is it too much now? What do you think? It is 11:10. 11:30, okay. The ground of purification is mind essence. The union of being empty and cognizant. Cognizant is a cognition, cognizant, right? That which purifies, is the great Vajra like practice of Mahamudra. Okay, now this is very useful direction. The ground of the purification is mind essence. The union of being empty and cognizant. The ground mind, how it is situated. It is situated as union of being empty and cognizant. Our ground mind, the real ground mind is situated like this. It's overwhelmed by a lot of illusions, but actual nature is union being empty and cognizant. That's our mind. Therefore, they say, whatever you experience now is from this, because clarity is there. Otherwise, then you are blocked here yourself. No. Anything that we can experience now clearly is from this quality. And inflexibility is from this emptiness. Mind, in the mind. Mind is not inflexible. Mind can think a lot, yeah? Not inflexible. Mind is very full of flexibility there. The reason is because empty. And you experience everything clearly. Whatever you know, you experience it. What you see, what you hear, you experience. The ability of experience comes from the clarity. So cognizant. Cognizant and empty combined, the union is the real nature of mind. Essence. Right? So that's the ground mind. Now, what is the problem? The problem is that which purifies is the problem is in the wording, the third verses here. May we realize the immaculate Dharmakaya, the fruition of the having purified, all the passing stains of the confusion that are to be purified. That is the problem right now. All the stains, passing stains of confusion that are to be purified. Purified by what? By what? Ground is union of being empty and cognizant, but the stain is confusion. Yeah. So that stain has to be purified. By what? By realizing the immaculate Dharmakaya, the fruition of having this one. That which perfect is the great Vajra-like practice of Mahamudra. So by, now here it just says Mahamudra. So he just giving the title of the methods here. Yeah? Methods here only. So then title has to be operate. Yeah? Operate by the correct masters. The one who has the knowledge should operate the methods. the stains can be eliminated by the method. So now here Mahamudra, that means the title of the text or title of the methods is Mahamudra. Okay, what is that? So that giving the directions how to meditate, how to keep the mindfulness. You know, just it's here giving a lot of instructions. What is the nature or the nature of the mind? First, they explain so much about nature of the mind, and then second, how you handle it. Yeah, how you handle the what is the perfect view about your mind. And in order to maintain the perfect view about your mind, what kind of methods is needed? Okay, the contemplation. So step by step you train your mind to able to meditate the contemplation. When you could develop the contemplation, and then you try to see the view of your mind. View of your mind is what? This union of the emptiness and clarity is the quality of your mind. You should have, then the direction is how to engage in it, how to experience this union of emptiness and clarity of your mind. And when you could experience it, then you have to maintain it. Yeah? So contemplation. First contemplation. Contemplation means how to control the disturbing thoughts. So disturbing thoughts will disturb your mind, so you will not be able to meditate properly. So how to control it? So say, awareness. Keep you focus on, okay, first step of concentration practice we teach like simply, yeah, very basic, like concentrate on breath such as. That is just a way of training your mind, how you can concentrate on it. And then instead of thinking like tool, your mind is as a tool. Now you are in the being cautious about your mind. So, with understanding, realization of it, then you will focus. Your mind is focused on something. Focus on your mind, like present mind. When you focus on it, but this is some kind of object. But the particular mind that you focus on it has no shape, no size. It is not kind of singly existence that came from somewhere and passing by and going to somewhere. Nothing there. So freshly you can experience the non-existence of it. And freshly you can experience the clarity of it. That you are not in coma, you are not in darkness. Clearly you experience it. And with this understanding, the maintain and not let this to influence by any other thoughts, any other kind of thinking. And when even you thinking something else, use same methods on it, and then keep maintaining. Same methods means, okay, now I go out, or that is one particular thought. So use it as a points to focus on it, to investigate more about this, what is there. So that way you will fully engage in the experience of my nature. Yeah, my nature. And when you get, more you get used to it, more your skill will increase by itself. Yeah? And then the control of your agitation is will be spontaneous, because you train your mind in that way, you will be able to control it. So all the control will be spontaneous. And that will develop the clear side of mind nature. And then when you become good on that, means when it's become real in nature, then that will influence all your experiences. So illusion will control by your vision, your view means that. That's why then the good meditators, they're suddenly so exciting about it, and then try to explain in many ways, but there are no words to, there's no words to mean it for human beings, and then they make a lot of metaphor. Yeah? So it comes from this. So maintain it. So this is the one, this is the key method which purify the stains of confusions. Your mind will control your illusions. Not as so far, illusion is controlling your mind. So you will change it. I think I will stop here today. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we meditate?
Will you give some time for questions?
Maybe just
5 minutes. 2 questions is enough, yeah.
Anyone have any
To
questions?
enlighten others. Please.
I have a question. It's that, well, it's my personal, in my personal practice, the stains of confusion that are to be purified are what makes it so challenging to experience the emptiness and clarity. And so it's that constant. Is that correct? That as I experience emptiness and clarity, the stains get purified?
Well, once you could catch the every moment of thoughts, then spontaneously you will experience emptiness of mind. So, the emptiness is just words now, and then understanding of emptiness may not be accurate when you experience the real emptiness of the mind nature. So, just if you follow the way, then you will have the right, correct experience of the emptiness. Right now, concept of the emptiness that we are using our normal idea of emptiness is applying here may not be accurate. So, when you do it properly, then you will have it.
And the stains will...
Then naturally will go.
Because they don't really
No,
exist?
it's just, yeah, it just, stains are the cause of some like, what? Some kind of concept.
Including my concept of emptiness.
So, once you know how to you apply it, then spontaneously result will be there. Okay?
Anyone else have a question?
Yeah?
What happens when you experience the spontaneous in the state of mind and experience emptiness as well as clarity, and then you end up falling back into normal consciousness?
Well, the great joy is there, number one. Great joy is there. That's why the meditators, when they make song, I have a limitless joys. But this joy is not the so far what we think for, not the same one. Means, well, feeling of liberation, yeah?
But after having experienced that liberation, maybe a stain or a mistake was made.
It will not be there. Yeah, beginners can change into stain by craving on it. Therefore, lot of repetition of advices. This, don't crave it. If you crave it, work on the craving mind on it. Same way. Don't forget that. So they always say, all the meditation masters, they are so carefully advise students. Don't crave on it. And when it's crave, don't worry about it. And use the craving mind again. Be recognized. Okay? Thank you. Yes. So, can you be normal our dedication? Right. Here. Through this merit, may I attain true then have overcome all harms and destructive forces. May I liberate sentient beings from the ocean of existence and its treacherous waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. May the most precious mind of awakening that is not yet dawned now arise. Once arisen, may it never decline. May it continue to increase evermore. Thank you.